Field channel, and this is episode 4 of Chopping It Up here tonight on the Big Field channel. It is Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. Tonight, I am here as the host of episode 4 of Chopping It Up, and tonight I am here with Mr. Cameron Johnson, and tonight we are not joined by Escobar Morales. He had some family duty to do, and he will be back next week hosting episode 5, the same week as the King of the Ring, PLE. But my friend Cam, how are you, man? Yeah, you've been good lately. How was Mother's Day?
I ain't been ecstatic, man. Mother's Day was great. Mother's Day, my mama got her wish. She said that she want all her kids at the house, and she don't even want to be bothered. She got her wish for Mother's Day.
Nice, man. So, and then I mean, of course, you're ecstatic. Your Pacers on Mother's Day, like they had that game won in the first quarter. It was crazy, man.
Bro, I cannot believe it, bro. I cannot believe it. I was waiting for us to blow that lead. I was waiting for us to blow the lead, but we never did. So, shout out to Tyrese Halliburton. Good to see him starting to come back to form after he's been injured most of the year, which is the reason why he's been playing so bad. Is because he's been playing through injury. He's been playing through a pulled hamstring. So, shout out to Halliburton for looking like the Halliburton of old. He's starting to put it together. And Timothy John McConnell, my favorite backup point guard in the league.
Unbelievable. He absolutely sucked on the Sixers when he played in the process years, and now he's on the Indiana Pacers, and he is absolutely cooking. But we'll be tonight's Game 5 of the Pacers Knicks. Very much looking forward to it. This week in wrestling in general, but in WWE, it was very slow. However, there was a huge angle to set up the main event of the next pay-per-view, Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes. I don't know if it's title versus title or not, but I'm going to tell y'all why I absolutely hate the idea of Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes. And plus, we got other stuff to talk to about as well. And then, of course, at the end of the episode, we are going to do some trivia. We'll do trivia at the end of the episode as well. I got 4 questions this week for trivia, all related in what happened during the week of May 13th through the 19th. But before we get started, a quick program update. I will not be here tomorrow night reviewing AEW Dynamite. However, instead, I will be making a video tomorrow night, but we're going to be talking about the 2024-25 schedule for the Miami Dolphins. The entire schedule is going to get leaked tomorrow night. I'm very excited. It should be good. We're going to break it all down tomorrow night here on the channel, and we'll be back with AEW next week when, again, it's double or nothing week. So we got 2 pay-per-views coming up next week. Next week should be wild. I bet we'll have a lot to talk about on the entire channel next week. We'll have this podcast on Tuesday, Dynamite on Wednesday, predictions for Double or Nothing on Thursday. So next week should be a fun week here on the Big Field channel, talking a lot of wrestling. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss all that content, of course. All right. You ready to get into these topics? I'm sure this first one, we're going to have a lot to talk about. So this was an angle that was set up Friday night on SmackDown. Cody Rhodes opened up SmackDown, and Nick Aldis told him his next opponent for his WWE Championship, and out came none other than Logan Paul. So it looks like the main event of King and Queen of the Ring is going to be Logan Paul against Cody Rhodes. I don't know if it's for both titles. I don't know if it's just for Cody's title. But here's what I'm going to say. Actually, you know what? I got quite a few shit to say. So I'm sure you do as well. I'm going to let you go ahead. I'm going to hand it over to you first for this topic. Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes. Are you a fan or are you not a fan of it?
Here's the thing: if it's just them doing Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship, I do not have an issue with that. I would not have an issue with. Logan Paul on pay per view delivers. Logan Paul on pay per view delivers. The man has yet to have a bad match in WWE. He's yet to have a bad performance in WWE. Logan Paul on WWE pay per view delivers. And Cody Rhodes is one of the best. And Cody Rhodes is one of the best in the world right now. Cody Rhodes is going to be able to. Cody Rhodes is going to be able to get a. Is going to be able to get a excellent match out of Logan Paul. So that part I don't have an issue with. If it's a thing of where if it's a one and done, even though Logan Paul's U.S. champion, if it's a thing of where it's just for the WWE title and it's a one and done thing, I wouldn't have an issue with it. My issue is I believe this is title for title, and if it's title for title, then it makes no damn sense at all. First off, why does Cody Rhodes need the United States Championship? Like, why? Why does he need the U.S. title? Two, two, wouldn't it make a lot more sense for Logan Paul to drop? Now, granted, I know Logan Paul is never on TV, so I don't know why he's U.S. champion, but wouldn't it make a lot more sense for Logan Paul to drop the U.S. title to somebody up and coming? Like an LA Knight or Carmelo Hayes, like an LA Knight or Carmelo Hayes, for example, or Carmelo Hayes, for example, or since they're in Cleveland, you do the battle of the Ohio boys, Logan Paul and Johnny Gargano or something. I don't know. I don't understand why. I just do not understand why Logan Paul needs uh why the U.S. title has to be on the line in this match here. It makes no sense. Cody's gonna win the U.S. It makes no sense. Cody's gonna win the U.S. title, and then what? He's gonna vacate it. So we're gonna get another series of so he's gonna vacate it, and then we're gonna end up with another tournament on TV to crown him the U.S. champion. When all you had to do was just have Logan Paul lose either at SummerSlam or before then. It's just I do not understand the direction they're going with it all. But this is why I am completely against the brand split, because it's like, well, we don't have anybody else on SmackDown that's ready, so Logan Paul is up next. Meanwhile, if you didn't have a brand split, you could take somebody that has nothing going on right now, who's a main event level heel, and just throw them in there with Cody for pay per view instead of throwing Logan Paul in there to eat the pin. But that's but my issue with it would be if it was title for title.
I think it is title for title, and my issue is even if it's not title for title, why are we feeding Logan Paul of all people to Cody Rhodes? Logan Paul is one of the probably right now probably one of the most popular wrestlers in the WWE, and I don't think we should be taking him for granted and throwing him in there, feeding him to Cody Rhodes, whether it's for the title or it's not for the title. And you mentioned, not having any challengers for Logan Paul. This is Triple H's fault because Triple H hasn't built up guys in a mid-card level to challenge Logan Paul for the United States Championship. And it's bad timing too because of the King of the Ring tournament and most of the baby faces are in the tournament. I know Bobby Lashley just got injured. I don't know how, but Bobby Lashley got pulled out of the tournament. I think Bobby Lashley would be a great challenger for Logan Paul in the United States Championship this time around. But this, I don't like it. And also, too, imagine if they do title for title and Cody Rhodes is not losing that match. Cody Rhodes is going to come out with his championship and Logan Paul's championship. So, what makes you think that the fans are not going to start to turn on Cody? Oh, they're shoving Cody down our throats. They're making Cody do too much. Cody's being booked like Superman. Cody's walking around with two titles, two singles titles, as a matter of fact. It's it's an overkill. And that's what I'm nervous about with this match is that people are going to look at Cody and be like, they're overbooking him way too much. They're making him do too much. He doesn't need to be holding both titles. To me, this is just Triple H had absolutely nobody on the SmackDown roster to challenge Cody for this championship. and he just thrusted Logan Paul in there because they had nobody else. Logan Paul's the United States champion. Logan Paul should be worrying about his own shit as the United States championship. If they wanted to do Logan Paul versus Cody, after Logan Paul dropped the United States championship, fucking great. By all means, go ahead and do it. But I just, I'm not a fan of thrusting Logan Paul into a ring with Cody and having him lose because I think he's too he's too talented for that in my opinion. He's too like prestige, I guess the word you could say. My issue, like you said, is not the match. The match is going to be excellent. I'm very excited for the match. I hate the booking though because this is an absolute overkill for Cody Rhodes. It just is. And let's say Cody Rhodes beats Logan Paul, which is going to happen. What exactly is Cody doing with that U.S. championship? How long is Cody holding that U.S. championship for? What do you think?
If he wins the U.S. title, I think he vacates it the next night. I think he's gonna. I think Nick Aldis is gonna force Cody Rhodes to make a decision. Either you can't be you can't have two titles. You can't have two titles. So you can't have two titles. We just went through this bullshit with Roman last year. So either
So
you're the either you're the you. So which championship do you want to keep? And I think Cody's going to vacate the U.S. title, and I think we're going to end up with some sort of tournament or something for it. If
that's
that, I think that's what's going to happen.
that's so dumb though because it's like you had Cody. You had this title for title match. You built this up, and then the next night you're just gonna have him drop the title. That would make the. Do you know how bad that would make the U.S. Championship? That would make it look useless. That would not worse than the TNT Championship 2 years ago, but it makes it look terrible. It really does. And again, this all goes back on Triple H and him not having the ability to book guys on SmackDown to challenge Logan Paul for the United States Championship. I hate it, man. I hate it. I really do. The match is going to be great, though. And, you know, what is Logan Paul to solidify is another Cody Rhodes Logan Paul match at Clash of the Castle. I don't know if fans are going to be behind that at all, man. I don't know. So, um, I'm looking at more of this as a negative than I am a positive. That's for damn sure. So, um, all right. All right, we're good. All right. Should we move on? All right, let's move on. So it's been a very slow news week in WWE. I feel like actually, you know what? Before we get the news, let's talk about last night. So last night we got the semifinals. I guess the second round of the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. Uh, People were happy. People were upset. First of all, the live events results, which I hate the fact that they did this on a live event. I don't like these matches being on live events.
I don't have an issue with it. I just wish that, in particular, with the matches that they aired on the live events, I wish they would have actually showed like the matches on the live events on like Peacock or something, because like it gives people like more of a reason to like go out to the live events. But like at
Right.
this point, we all know what live events are. Like we all know that live events, you're gonna get much better thing, or we all know what live events you're gonna get much better rests. Or we all know what live events, nothing major is gonna actually happen. But I do like the fact that they aired these online events. I just wish they would have aired them, like not the whole event, but just the King and Queen of the Ring matches. There is no reason why you couldn't have aired this shit on YouTube or on Peacock or something, and then just cut the feed right after that or some shit.
I would have I would have uploaded the match to YouTube. That's exactly what I would have done. So,
I
uh,
would have too, but shout out to Matt Kimke, on YouTube, who for some reason this dude goes to like every WWE show and he just tapes like all the matches. So he got the ones from Saturday on there. So shout out to him.
nice. So he got the SmackDown matches. So, LA Knight defeated Santos Escobar on Saturday night show, and also Tiffany Stratton defeated Michin. And then on Sunday's show, Shayna Baszler defeated Maxine Dupree, and Kofi Kingston defeated Rey Mysterio. So that led into Raw last night, where on the women's side, um, Io Sky defeated Shayna Baszler, which I thought was a very good match. I liked the angle that they did before with them talking smack in the parking lot. I actually thought that added more importance to that match. So I thought that was really good. Won the moonsault, and then the other match was Lyra Valkyria against Zoe Stark, where Lyra defeated Zoe. So then next week, to go to the pay per view, it's Io versus Lyra. So that should be good. That should be a good match. I'm looking forward to that. And then also last night, Gunther defeated Kofi Kingston, which was expected. Great match. Absolutely loves that match. And then in the main event, which was a match that I thought was um, a little bit rushed. The match started at 10:47, but I don't know if I'm in the minority of this, but I had no problem with the result last night. Jey Uso defeats Ilya Dragunov. You save Dragunov and Gunther for a bigger show on a bigger stage later in this year. Jey Uso takes on Gunther next Monday. So, what do you think about these matches last night? And then I want to talk about Jey and Gunther for a little bit.
I am not happy that Ilya Dragunov lost to Jey Uso last night, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Disagree on this.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Raw is gonna be in Greensboro, North Carolina next Monday. I have a ticket to go to their show. I'm planning on getting tickets for that show. I wanted to see Ilya and Gunther live. I wanted to see that match live, but I got to settle for Jey and Gunther, so I'm mad about that. But otherwise, I thought it was fine. I understand why they did it because Ilya versus Gunther happening all Raw with like 10,000 commercials during it. That should not be happening on Raw with 10,000 commercials in it. So I like so them saving it for pay per view is fine, and Jey Uso is over. By the way, I want to address the hatred that Jey Uso's been getting with people saying that Jey Uso can't work or that he's just an entrance merchant. What are we doing, people? What
I
are we
know,
doing?
right?
What are we doing, people? Jey Uso is a perfectly fine professional wrestler. Okay, he's a perfectly fine professional wrestler, and he's over right now. People react to him. Jey Uso comes out, the place goes nuts for him. Okay, so this does not bury Ilya Dragunov. Jey Uso. Also, Ilya lost to Jey Uso. Jey Uso was one of only two people during Roman Reigns' entire title run to pin Roman Reigns clean in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3. The other person is Cody Rhodes. So Ilya losing to Jey Uso, it's not gonna hurt Ilya Dragunov. Ilya will be fine. Jey Uso versus Gunther, I don't have an issue with them doing, but as much as I love Jey Uso, Gunther needs to win this match. Gunther needs to beat Jey Uso. He needs to be in the King of the Ring finals. That's what he needs to do.
So, are you going to Raw? Are you going to Raw on Monday?
I'm planning on it.
So, WWE tickets have been very expensive lately. We'll get
Yeah,
into them
yeah.
when we get to the Clash of the Castle ticket sales. But I think Raw tickets next Monday are like $33. I just looked it up online really quickly.
So,
So, and here's what I want to add one more thing about Jay, and then I want to talk about the match next week. Apparently, there's WWE wants to do the whole flashlight thing where he comes out with his entrance and everybody's going like this with their flash phones and the whole scene, which is great. That's cool. But I think that um, it might be an overkill. Again, I don't hate it, but like I don't expect a town like Louisiana Lafayette to go absolutely nuts, flashing phones for um, for Jay Uso on a random Monday night. You might expect a town like Chicago to do that, but not a town like Louisiana Lafayette on a random Monday night. So that's the one thing I wanted to add about Jay. And then this match, Jay Uso versus Gunther, next week in the King of the Ring final. I understand where you're coming from with this, but man, at Backlash, they did a backstage segment with Jay Uso, the New Bloodline, and Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman was basically begging Jay Uso for help. Not begging, but he's like, man, I need some help right now. If you could help me, that'd be awesome. I don't think they did that backstage skit for no reason. I think there had to be a reason behind that. So I think, call me crazy, but I think Jey Uso is going to beat Gunther on Raw next week. And I think we're going to get a finals of Jey Uso versus Tama Tonga in the King of the Ring tournament.
oh my God.
That's my prediction, bro.
I really hope not. I really hope that does not happen. And look, let me get one thing clear. I am not a fan of Tama Tonga. I'm
You're
just
not.
not. But Tama Tonga in WWE has been fine so far. Jey Uso was fine. I'm sure those two guys would have a fine match. I just do not want this to happen in the King of the Ring finals. Can we please use something else to further this bloodline story? Please. Can we please get Gunther his moment with King of the Ring? Can we please get Gunther his moment with King of the Ring and use something else to further this bloodline story? Please. Does the bloodline need everything? Does the bloodline need the King of the Ring? Does that story need it? Please, please, I'm begging you. Give me Gunther in the finals. I don't care who he's in there with. Give me Gunther in the finals because Gunther in the finals is going to guarantee a great match. Just please give me Gunther in the finals. Please,
All
that's
right.
all I want.
Well, here's my question about that. What's the bloodline doing at King and Queen of the Ring, the pay-per-view? They're doing nothing right now. What could they do right now that sets up a finals match? They have Randy Orton beat Carmelo Hayes, and Tama Tonga is going to beat LA Knight because they're not really doing much with LA Knight anyway. And then Tama Tonga is going to beat Randy Orton, and then boom, there's your bloodline match. There
I,
you go.
I really hope not. I would prefer. I really hope not. I would prefer because Tama losing is not gonna kill him. I would prefer Randy Orton just win with the RKO or something. Like the bloodline trying to interfere with something, or like maybe you do something with Heyman, where like you have like Solo on the outside or whatever, and like Solo tells Heyman to like hit him, the like hit Orton and like Solo says it and like Heyman's hesitant to do it and like that leads to Randy Orton just hitting the RKO and beating him because losing to Randy Orton is not gonna kill you. It's not gonna kill you. Randy Orton is the first ballot Hall of Famer and everybody has jobbed to the RKO. Okay, everybody has jobbed and at one point in their career to the RKO. The RKO is the most over move probably in the history of wrestling outside of the Stone Cold Stunner. So
Yep.
having Tama Tonga lose to the RKO is not going to kill Tama Tonga. So please, so I am begging. I am begging. I just want Randy Orton to RKO. Please, just RKO Tama Tonga and give me Randy Orton and Gunther at Clash at the Castle. Please.
Well, this match on Friday is going to determine everything, Cam. Tama Tonga versus LA Knight is going to determine everything that happens for the rest of the tournament. Because if Tama Tonga wins that match, then the finals is going to be Tama Tonga versus Jay. If LA Knight wins that match, then it's the finals is going to be LA Knight versus Gunther. So that's what I think is going to happen. Basically, the LA Knight and Tama Tonga match is going to tell you everything you need to know about this tournament. So that's the way I see it. Do you have anything to add on the women's? I don't like the fact. I think they're giving this tournament to Jade, and I don't think Jade needs this tournament right now.
I really hope Jade does not win Queen of the Ring. You know my thoughts on Jade. You know my thoughts on Jade Cargill. I really hope she does not win Queen of the Ring. I would much rather see a EO because I think EO beats Lyra next week on Raw. I would much rather see an EO, and if I'm looking at the SmackDown side of the bracket, I think it's Io and Bianca in the finals with Io getting the win over. I think it's Io and Bianca in the finals. That's how I see things going out. That's how I see things going out. I think Bianca Belair is going to beat Tiffany Stratton. I think Bianca's going to beat Tiffany Stratton. I think Jake or who is Jay wrestling next week? I forgot who.
Nia Jax.
Okay, Jade and Nia Jax. I think something's going to happen with Jade and Nia during that match goes to a DQ or something like that. Where that match goes to like a DQ or a double count out or something. But I think those two women are going to cancel each other out. And I think it's going to end up with Bianca Belair in the finals against Io Sky. And I could see Io winning Queen of the Ring. Io is my pick to win Queen of the Ring. By the way, if you have not seen Tiffany Stratton against Mia Yim from the live event, you need to see it. It is very, very bizarre. Tiffany Stratton was working babyface, and Mia Yim was working heel in that match. So, very, very bizarre.
That actually reminded me too, because when I went to SmackDown, the dark match right before the show was Mia Yim versus Tiffany Stratton. Mia Yim came out. I was in line for food during this, but Mia Yim came out. I heard her music, and she didn't really get much of a reaction. And then Tiffany came out, and she got a huge reaction. So, I mean, man, the fans love Tiffany, and that's the truth. But yeah, man, I totally agree that this is Io's tournament. After losing to Bayley at WrestleMania, I think Io should be winning this tournament. Uh, and she should be Queen of the Ring. So we'll see everything that happens, man. I think that Friday night it's a big match between we got some big matches on Friday night, and then of course Monday is Jey Uso versus Gunther. Let's talk Bloodline, because apparently there's going to be another member of the Bloodline coming in. However, we've kind of known this for like a month now, that Jacob Fatu has signed with WWE. Most fans expected him to show up at Backlash. He did not show up at Backlash. Tama Tonga did. And there's a reason behind that. And apparently, it was reported by, I believe, Fightful last week that Jacob Fatu his debut is being delayed because WWE is afraid that Jacob Fatu, if he's put on the heel Bloodline team, he's going to outshine Solo. And I think that's 100% true. And because of that, I think that Jacob Fatu is now going to be on babyface Bloodline team, because I don't think he's going to outshine Roman. I don't think he's going to outshine Jay. Maybe Jimmy. Probably will outshine Jimmy. But I don't think he can outshine the other two. I don't see it. But you put him with Solo, he's got more charisma than Solo does. He's a way better wrestler than Solo Sikoa is. He's a better wrestler than the two God dudes are as well. I could 100% see this being legit, and because Solo is not better than Jacob Fatu. It's just the truth. So, what
Jacob
do you
has
say?
presence.
What do you
Jacob
say?
has presence. I see Jacob Fatu has presence. Jacob Fatu has presence. Jacob Fatu looks like if you run into him in an alley, he looks like somebody who's going to beat the shit out of you. That's what Jacob Fatu looks like. Jacob Fatu is much better than Solo Sikoa. And I think putting him on the babyface side would probably be the best option. But to be honest with you, if they could have got Jacob Fatu 2 years ago, Jacob Fatu would be in the solo spot. If they could have got
Yes.
Jacob Fatu 2 years ago, Jacob Fatu would be in the solo spot. Jacob Fatu would be in the solo spot, and I don't even think Solo would be and I don't even think Solo would have anything to do with this bloodline story if they could have got Jacob Fatu a couple years ago. But they have Solo in that spot. Jacob Fatu coming in as the baby face, on Team Roman. I like, but here's my only thing with Jacob Fatu. I said it before on Rated, and I'm gonna say it here, WWE. Please, I'm begging you. Can we stop the bloodline stories and the people in the bloodline bringing in new members? Can we stop it with Jacob Fatu? Can he be the last one? I don't want to see Zilla Fatu. I don't want to see Hikuleu. I don't want to see Zilla Fatu. I don't want to see Hikuleu. I don't want to see Lance in Hawaii. I don't want to see Rikishi. I don't want to see Rikishi. I don't want to see anybody else in that family tree they have. Please leave them at home. I do not want to see any more members of the bloodline being added outside of Jacob Fatu. That is it. That is the only other member of the bloodline I want to see added. That is
Uh,
it.
I think I do think we'll see Rikishi. I think they'll do a segment where it's like I don't know if it's gonna be before War Games or something like that, but I could totally see Rikishi holding like a court segment between like babyface bloodline and heel bloodline. I could
That's
definitely see.
That's fine. I just don't. That's fine. I just don't want no more members of this family getting involved in this. And also, after this year, this seems to be the last we see of the bloodline period. I'm so sick of this bloodline story. The last this After this year and what they do with Roman and Rock, this needs to be the last that we see or hear of the bloodline on WWE television ever again. I do not want to see this shit no more. After they do the shit they gonna do with Rock and Roman, I don't want to see this shit no more.
I mean, listen, man, we might get another year after that, after this upcoming year of the bloodline, because apparently the rumored WrestleMania match is Rock and Cody. So imagine that. We get Roman and Rock at 42, not even at 41. We get them at 42, and we get Rock and Cody at 41.
Oh my God.
So you
If
got
it
two.
don't have it at 41, can we please just pack it up? Can we leave Rock and Roman in the dream matches that ain't gonna happen? It's like bro. It's like Batista Brock, bro. It's like Batista Brock. Bro, it's like Batista Brock.
Sting and
Undertaker,
Taker.
Sting and Taker. It's just a match that ain't gonna happen. You just better all playing it on WWE 2K. Can we please leave it at that? My God.
I don't know, man. I don't know what's gonna happen at WrestleMania. It's way too soon to talk about that, but uh, I do think Jacob Fatu is gonna come back whenever Roman comes. I don't know. He might be out for a little bit. I don't know what's gonna. I don't know when he's gonna debut. We're just gonna have to watch. We're just gonna have to watch the shows. Maybe he shows up in Saudi. I don't
Who,
know,
Jacob
but
Fatu?
yeah,
I don't think he will. I don't know if Jacob Fatu can even leave the country because Jacob Fatu has a criminal record, which is one of the reasons why WWE has been very hesitant to bring him in up until now. Jacob Fatu has a criminal record, so I don't know if we'll see him in. So I don't know if we'll see him in Saudi.
okay. I didn't know that, so uh, that we probably won't see him in Saudi Arabia then. So yeah, we just got to wait and see whenever he debuts. But I absolutely think that report is legit because it's just true that Jacob Fatu is better than Solo in wrestling. He's a better wrestler than him. He's got way more charisma than Solo does. So I can 100% see that being true. All right. last thing we're going to talk about, and then we are going to do trivia. It was a slow news week, so I kind of pulled this one out of my ass in the last minute. Clash at the Castle is coming up in about a month away. Clash at the Castle is June 15th, live from Glasgow, Scotland. And the ticket sales are not doing great for the show. Um, when WWE ran Clash at the Castle, this um, was it in Cardiff, Wales? I think the first one was, right? Yeah. Their first one was in Cardiff in a huge stadium. They had over 16,000 people there. This show this year in Glasgow, I don't know if this is a stadium or not, but the arena is called OVO Hydro Centre in Glasgow, Scotland. The current setup is 11,000 people.
Hold on, Joseph. Hold on, Joseph. Speaking of the OVO Hydro, brings me to a point. Say OVO. Okay, I'm done.
OVO, OVO. Is that like a chant or something?
What, you ever heard the Kendrick this?
Oh, yeah. I did. Okay. I didn't know what you were talking about there for a second, but say OVO.
OVO.
Good one, man. So, yeah, the current setup is 11,000. I think it'll be more by the time showtime comes. But the reason ticket sales are not doing great is because they are very expensive. Right now, the cheapest ticket to go to Clash of the Castle is $303 dollars and 50 cents in euros. So in the United States, that is in the United States that is $382. The cheapest ticket to go to Clash at the Castle, and those tickets are outrageous, bro. A show where there is going to be no Roman Reigns, no Rock, no Seth Rollins, and those are your ticket prices. That's pretty outrageous, man. Those fans better hope that CM Punk comes back in time for that show to wrestle Drew McIntyre to be the main event of that show as well. Um, man, absolutely ridiculous pricing. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Just $300 for the cheapest ticket is absolutely ridiculous. WWE, I understand that your product is very hot right now. I understand that your product I understand that your product is very very hot right now. And so, if there's a demand for it, you can pretty much charge whatever you want for tickets. But these $300 a ticket are in this economy, especially that is a bit too much. WWE, that is a bit too much. Can we can we tune it down some, please? Can we please tune down these ticket prices for these these pay-per-view shows, please? Can we? I don't want to compare, but I went to AEW Revolution. I got my tickets there for like $75, and those are pretty good seats in a seat, and those are pretty good seats in a sold-out building. So can we please maybe lower the ticket prices a little bit, WWE, please? Because the prices are not even for pay-per-views. The prices for Raw are ridiculous. Like they are Raw in Raleigh on the road to WrestleMania a couple months ago. I looked into the tickets to go in, but the cheapest ticket was like $100. I'm not paying $100 to sit in nosebleeds. I'm
No.
not. So I'm not. So
Right.
can we please tune these ticket prices down? Please.
Unless I'm going to WrestleMania or I'm going to the Royal Rumble, I'm not paying over $100 to sit in the upper level. I gladly paid $200 to sit in the upper level for WrestleMania. At the end of the night, it ended up being a pretty good view, so I'm not going to complain about it. But just absolutely ludicrous that you have a show without Roman Reigns, The Rock, and Seth Rollins on it, and you have that amount of prices. That's ludicrous. That's absolutely insane, and you're not going to get people to come out for that show down at Glasgow, Scotland. So y'all better hope that Drew McIntyre is wrestling CM Punk on that show. So this is the time of show where we get to do some trivia. And since Escobar is not here this week, Cam's going to be the only one answering some questions. So we are going to put a timer on it. Each question, 4 questions. We're going to do 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Actually, you know what? We'll do 3 minutes of questions. Sound good, Cam?
Let's do it.
All right. 4 questions. All that happened this week in the history of WWE. All right. Start. Question 1. This happened May 17th on Monday Night Raw. Who defeated The Miz to win the United States Championship in a no disqualification match in Toronto? Chris Jericho, Edge, Bret Hart.
I know this one. That is going to be Bret the Hit. That is going to be Bret the Hitman Hart. That's who that's going to be. That is going to be Bret the Hitman Hart. I told y'all, man. I remember this shit. That was Bret Hart. I remember this. That was Bret Hart.
Dude, I was doing my research over the weekend, and I had Bret Hart was the United States champion nearly 10 years ago. What world are we living in, man? He probably dropped it the very next show. I have no idea when he dropped it, but I couldn't believe it when I read it that he won the U.S. championship in his hometown. So, nice. That was answered under 40 seconds. So, that was pretty dope. Question 2. In the WWE pay-per-view Judgment Day 2009, what was the main event for the WWE Championship? Go.
What was the question?
Judgment Day, the WWE pay-per-view Judgment Day in 2009, what was the main event for the WWE Championship?
God.
I'll give you one hint, too, if you need it.
Randy Orton was in the main event. Randy Orton had to be in the main event. Randy Orton and Batista?
Nope.
Dang it! Okay. Randy Orton and Triple H.
No. It was I should say Big Gold. It was for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Okay, because you said WWE title. Okay, all right, now it's World Heavyweight. Okay, now I get this. World Heavyweight. Orton the World Heavyweight Champion in 2009. Edge?
Edge is one of them.
Is it Edge and Jeff Hardy?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It was Edge and Jeff Hardy in the main event for the World Heavyweight Championship at Judgment Day 2009. And
Okay.
Edge retained. Edge was the champion going into the show.
Okay, all right. I was struggling on that because you said the WWE Championships. I was trying to think. I was trying to think. I was like, you said WWE Championship at first. I was trying to think. I was like, okay, well, that had to be Randy Orton and Batista.
Yeah, I messed up. I messed up on that one. So, my bad. All right. Question 3. I actually have 5 questions, not 4, by the way. I messed up on that. Question 3. In the main event of Payback 2015, Seth Rollins retained the WWE Championship against who? He wrestled in a fatal 4-way match.
Seth Rollins retained the WWE Championship at Payback 2015 against Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and Randy Orton.
Holy shit.
The fatal 4-way match for the WWE Championship, and they had the spot in there where I remember this because they had the spot in there where Rollins, Reigns, and Ambrose did the Shield Powerbomb on Randy Orton, and then afterwards Seth was all excited. Seth wants to do the fist bump, and then Randy Orton, and then Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose just immediately beat the shit out of Seth. That's why I remember that.
I had no idea. I knew that that had to. Oh yeah, that was well before they broke up. That was That had to be one of Seth's first title defenses after the Heist of the Century, right?
Yep.
I think so. Yeah. So I'll have to go back and watch that one. Was it a good match?
It was. It was a good match.
I have to go back and watch that one. All right. Question 4. In what city did Payback 2015? This event took place on May 17th, by the way.
Damn, what city?
What
Shit.
city? Hold on. I'll give you 4 choices. What city did Payback 2015? My timer went off, my bad. What city did Payback 2015 happen in? Was it Milwaukee? Was it Cleveland? Was it Baltimore? Or was it Detroit? Milwaukee, Cleveland, Baltimore, or Detroit?
Shit. City shit. Shit. What shitty city held that? Oh shit. Payback 2015. Golly, I don't remember the city. Shit. Was it Baltimore?
Yes.
Okay. That one I didn't even know. I didn't. I just guessed
That was
it
a
off the top
that
of
was
my head.
that was a let me throw it at the wall and see if it sticks.
Yep.
It's stuck, man. Baltimore was the host of Payback 2015. All right. We got one more question for this week's trivia. This happened May 18th, 2015. This happened the very next night after that Payback show. Who made their main roster debut to challenge John Cena for the United States Championship? No, it was not Sami Zayn.
Oh shit. Okay. Oh, Kevin Owens. Next night.
Yes.
Happy Kevin Owens.
It was Kevin Owens. Yep. There you go. I was gonna give you options, but I'm like, I don't know what options to give because it's Sami Zayn and John Cena were the only guys who made their debut to challenge for the U.S. Championship. Kevin Owens went on to win the United States Championship in that feud against John Cena. So, um, all right, you went 5 out of 5 this week, man. So good shit. So next week, episode 5. We'll have King of the Ring trivia. So, guess we'll have to go back and watch some old King of the Ring shows on Peacock this week. So, but we'll be back with episode 5 next week here on the Big Fight Field channel with the return of Escobar Morales, who will be the host of episode 5 next week. Same week as the King and Queen of the Ring pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia. But that is going to do it tonight, folks. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Be sure to subscribe to the Big Fight Field channel. Special reminder, no AEW Dynamite review tomorrow night because instead, I'll be coming on here instead, breaking down the 2024 schedule for the Miami Dolphins. Big day tomorrow in the NFL with the schedule release. Comment down below your thoughts about everything we talked about. Are you a fan of Cody Rhodes versus Logan Paul at Saudi Arabia? What's your thoughts on the King and Queen of the Ring tournament so far? Let us know in the comments below. Hit the like button if you like what you heard from us. Follow me on Twitter at Conlon_Joseph. Cam, send us home, my friend. Where can everyone follow you?
Follow me on Twitter at Cam71101. And yeah, follow me on Twitter at Cam71101. Also, make sure you check out the Rated M podcast. That channel is growing. We have one of the that channel is growing. Last episode, we had one of the OG people in the IWC on there. I do not remember his name, unfortunately, but we had one of the OG people in the IWC on there last week. And we also had a discussion where Escobar, because Escobar lost his damn mind, where we had a debate on was the Undertaker actually a good in-ring performer. So we had that discussion because Escobar lost his damn mind. But because Escobar lost his damn mind. And then the rest of it was just shooting the shit and just talking other wrestling, including why John Cena is an absolutely terrible babyface. Including why John Cena is an absolutely terrible babyface. So if that's interesting to you, make sure you check out the Rated podcast. Oh, by the way, 6,000 subs over there. So thank you. And yeah, that's it.
Let's go. The road to 10K for the Rated M podcast. We're on the road to 600 here on the Big Five Fuel channel. Not as great of a milestone as that, but we are. All these wrestling channels are growing. They're climbing. You absolutely love to see it. Folks, we're going to get on out of here. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. And we will see you next week for episode 5 of Chopping It Up here on the Big Five Fuel channel. Signing off, I'm out. Peace.
Peace.